Hey there, everybody. This is CP Cards and Dice. I hope everybody's doing well today. We are replaying Game 1 of the 95 Division Series, I believe it was, between the Seattle Mariners and the New York Yankees. It was the first time the Yankees had reached the playoffs in a bunch of years, and Don Mattingly was still on the team playing first base. It's his last year. So, of course, all Yankee fans are hoping that Donnie Baseball can make it to at least, one World Series. We have David Cohn on the mound. We are in the top of the fourth inning. Yanks are up 2-0. It was a solo home run by Bernie Williams in the first inning, and then it was a RBI double by Paul O'Neill in the third inning. On the mound for the Mariners is Chris Bosio, and he's a C pitcher, and he's going up against Coney, David Cohn, who's a B pitcher with an X. He's got a little additional strikeout potential. And we're rolling over here on the side. Let me see if I can bring this closer. I'm going to have to move things about a little bit so I can have better access to my screen. Got a lot of stuff going on this desk here. I'm going to remove this, that I don't use it, and it's taking up space. So let me slide this over just a little bit. And it's 2-0 Yankees. Now, in actuality, this game was in 1995. I remember watching this. I remember being in New York, in Queens, New York. I just returned from living in Florida for about a year and a half, and I was finishing up my master's degree. And I was going to watch the Yankees play. All right. So let's see who we got up. Joey Cora's up. We got Joey Cora, Ken Griffey Jr., and Edgar Martinez. I'm using iScore to keep track. I've gotten a little bit worn out of printing out score sheets. I've done that for about 2 months. So now I'm going back to iScore, which I really, really like, and I use for all my league games. It keeps all the stats for me. It adds visual element to the game, and you can see that here. You see that? Let me see if I can. I don't know that I can fit everything into the screen. I may be able to push this stuff up a little bit. Hold on, so I can show you how nice iScore is. I've got a bunch of Fall Classic. I'm playing Fall Classic in a little bit. Here are the fast action cards I use. And here are all the teams for the 67th season, the National League. They only have 10 teams, so it's nice and easy to play those earlier seasons and to learn games using those earlier seasons. All right, so we got a little bit of space. We can move this up a little bit. We got that up there. We got Joey Cora. And still not going to be enough unless I move this up a little bit. Let me see if I can adjust the screen. That'll allow me to move that back. And I just want to fit in the pad here so you can watch it happen. And let me just add it a little bit higher up. There we go. And that's now going to allow me to show you the cards. And of course, I could remove one set of cards, but I don't want to handle them too much. I want to minimize the handling of them. But this is how you score it. It's very, very nice. And as you can see, it gives me a display of the field. Right, I have a full display of the field here. And I can see all the position players, where they're playing at, and so on and so forth. So that's important as well to do that. All right, so it is David Cohn. We got David Cohn over here, and he is facing off against Joey Cora. See what happens. Now this is a must. I've got a couple of cardboard yellow dice shakers. I am a member of the Yellow Dice Shaker Police Patrol, and I do patrol our hobby to make sure that anybody playing APBA is using the yellow dice shaker. Right, here's the pitch from Cohn to Cora, Joey Cora. That's a 26, and that is going to be strike 3. And Joey Cora's caught looking at a Coney slider, And that is 1 out here in the top of the 4th inning. The Yankees are up 2-0 in this division series game 1. Pitts David Cone, there's actual lineups. David Cone versus Chris Bosio. And up next is Ken Griffey Jr., and he's 0 for 1. He flied out. It tells you right here on the screen. That's a nice thing, a nice feature of this game. Here's the pitch from Cone, and that is a deep fly to right field. Back goes O'Neill to the track and hauls it in for out number 2. You hit out, you hit fly out, you hit right field. Done. That's 2 outs. And up comes Edgar Martinez. Edgar Martinez is from New York, New York. And he always was a thorn in the Yankees side. He hit he used to really beat up on the Yanks. I mean, he would rake against the Yanks throughout his whole career. He was a guy that you never wanted to see up with men on base. Hey, RJL is in the house. Sports Time Machine. Happy Thanksgiving to all you guys. Yes, I am rewriting the wrong. Absolutely. That was a heartbreaker. And game 5 is a classic game that you can catch on YouTube at any time. And it was actually on Baseball Classics on the YouTube channel as well. And that is a classic game where they push Coney as far as he can go. They're holding the lead until the last inning, and they're pushing Coney, but Coney just gets fatigued and loses the plate. And I think he walks in the tying run, I believe. Either the go-ahead run or the tying run, and then I believe it goes into extra innings. Anyway, that's off the top of my head. I believe that's game 5 that I'm thinking of. Edgar Martinez against Coney. Here's the pitch, and that is a fly ball to right field down the line, and O'Neill runs it down, and that retires the side. That's a fly out, and you hit right field, and that's done. So this is a beautiful way of keeping all the stats. It gives you a beautiful box score. You know, it has its issues because it doesn't next to the name in the box score, it doesn't give you the position of the player, and I hate that. I don't know why they didn't add that feature. I guess because this was primarily done for like Little League, and those kids, you know, they move around from position to position, so they figured, oh, nobody's going to write 7 positions. We don't want to have a long line like that. So anyway, Don Mattingly is stepping to the plate, left-handed hitter. The hitman on the APBA card. APBA cards are known for having the nickname of the players on the cards, which is kind of cool. Also known as Donnie Baseball. I just picked these up from a guy who's, I think, $20 I got them for. I got the whole 1995 playoff teams, plus I got the 1982 playoff teams as well for $20. I thought that was a nice deal. So I can't complain about that. And we get a little bit of crowd noise in the background just to give it a little bit of life here. It sounds like I'm in a morgue. All right, Donnie Baseball against Bosio. And for some reason, I removed the pitcher by accident. Well, the pitchers were batting by accident. And then I took him out of batting. I also took him out of pitching. There he is. He's back on the field. Okay. All right, here's the pitch. Now, Bosio is a righty. He's on this side. And he's a seat pitcher. That's a 46. That's going to be I believe it's a swing and a miss by Mattingly, and that's strike 3. So 1 down. Mattingly goes down, swing. Let me move that out of the way so you don't get a shadow. Now it's Deion James. I remember Deion James with the Atlanta Braves. I believe he was with the Atlanta Braves in the late 80s, I believe. And he is now a Yank. He is a bats lefty. So let's switch him. Let's click on his name. Click on his name again. Oh, we're not going to do that. I'm going to click on his little arrow, and we're going to make him into a lefty batter and a lefty thrower. Just for, effect. It means nothing. Here's a pitch. He's 0 for 1, by the way, with a flyout. This is a 42, and a 42 is going to be strike 3, and he's called out. Doesn't like it. Strikeout looking. 2 down. Bosio is dealing right now, although he has allowed 2 runs so far. 2-0 Yankees in the 4th inning, and up comes Bob Stanley. Bob Stanley, Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Stano is the nickname they have on his APBA card. He's a slow catcher, not a good feeling catcher. He's a 3 fielding catcher. Here's the pitch, and that is a line drive base hit for Stanley into left center field, cut off by Coleman. Coleman gets it into Luis Soto playing short. In the infield for the Mariners, you got Mike Blowers, Luis Soto, Joey Cora, and Tino Martinez at first base. It's a 2-out single for Bob Stanley, who goes on to play with I remember the Red Sox a little bit later after this. I always felt that he was a little bit of a traitor for doing that, but good player anyway, good hitter at least. Tony Fernandez now, rest in peace. He's a switch hitter. We'll make him into switch hitter. We click on his name, click on the arrow, and we just go to bats both. That's simple. And now he's a switch hitter. He'll turn around and bat from the left side against Chris Bosio, a righty. Here's a pitch, and that is a 36 on Fernandez, and that's a 33 with a runner on first. Fielding column 2, and that is popped up. And that's on the left side, third baseman going back, and he makes the catch. We go to the top of the 5th. And David Cone versus Tino Martinez. He's a Mariner that will soon join the Yankees and be part of their dynasty, their late 90s dynasty. Here's the pitch from Cohen, and that's a deep drive off the bat of Tino Martinez into right center field. Back goes Williams, back goes O'Neill to the track, to the wall, looks up. That's out of here. 2-1. Tino Martinez sent that Coney slider into the seats. I'm not sure if there's seats out there, I believe, in right center field. I have to look at the stadium. I can't remember off the top of my head. But anyway, it's a home run. It's 2-1. And here's Jay Buhner. He's another power hitter for the Mariners. Mariners had a powerhouse. They had a fearsome 4, murderer's row with Griffey, Martinez, and Buhner. And Mike Blowers, he was no pushover either. Here's Jay Buhner with nobody out, 2-1. The score. Top of the 5th. Yankees are up. Here's a pitch, and that is going to be a drive. And that's way back into left field, and James has nothing more to do than to look up, and this game is tied just like that. Back-to-back jacks. Mike Blowers is next. He's a right-handed hitter, steps into the box. He's from Wurzburg, Germany. I guess that's where he was born, probably a military brat. That's usually how that happens. Although nowadays they have baseball teams in Europe. Hey, Al, Red Sox fan. He's in the house. Good to see you guys. And this is the top of the 5th. It's 2-2. We just had back-to-back home runs by Tino Martinez and Jay Buhner. Here comes Mike Blowers, also another powerful guy. The only thing that complaint I have about the classic strat cards. I love the classic strat cards because they're so easy to read, and big font, not a lot of numbers, not a lot of details, but straight out. It's a straightforward game. And but the only thing is it doesn't give you the stats of the players. You have to kind of look at the card. But Blowers hit a lot of extra base hits. I can know that. I can tell you that because he does have a 0 at 22. Here's a pitch from Cone. And we lost the guy in there. There it comes, and that's a fly ball, deep right field. Uh-oh, this is trouble. And back goes O'Neill in the gap, and he makes the running catch. Nice play by O'Neill. He read that perfectly right off the bat. Well struck and a nice catch. And here's Dan Wilson. He's the catcher for the Seattle Mariners. He's from Arlington Heights, Illinois. And he's a decent catcher, slow-footed catcher. Here's a pitch from Cone. That is a 12, and that is strike 3. Coney blows a fastball by Dan Wilson for out number 2. And here's Luis Soho. Soho doubled in his first at bat. He's 1 for 1. Here's a pitch from Cone. And that is a 31, and that is a little bloop, and that drops in Texas Leaguer to right center field. Soho's on with a 2-out base knock. And up comes the top of the order, and it's Vince Coleman. That's right. The Cardinal Vince Coleman is with the Seattle Mariners in 1995. Coleman, a speedster, has 11s at 15 and 25. He's from Jacksonville, Florida, known as Pickles, according to APBA. I don't know. I know that APBA makes up a lot of their names since there's one story that somebody knew somebody that worked at the Kansas City Stadium. Is that Kauffman Stadium? I don't know. I can't remember off the top of my head. But I don't play a lot of American League. But and the guy knew somebody who knew somebody that worked at the stadium. So he said, "Hey, here's my APBA card. Can you get George Brett to sign it?" Well, they passed the card along, and the person actually went up to George Brett. And when George Brett saw his nickname, he said, "Nobody's ever called me this," you know. And he said they usually call me so and so. I can't remember exactly what the story was, but I think APBA, sometimes did some research, and other times they just kind of made up nicknames. I don't know. I can't be sure. But here's Vince Coleman with 2 outs and Luis Sojo at first base. Here's a pitch from Cone, and that's a snake, guys. That's going to be trouble. That's going to be potentially extra bases, and that is going to be a double. Soho with 2 outs. They're going to wave him home. Here's a relay from Fernandez, and he is safe under the tag. The Mariners have scored 3 runs here, and they've taken a 3-2 lead. So a 2-run, an RBI, a 2-out RBI double by Vince Coleman. And now it's Joey Cora. And out comes, who was that? Oh man, Yankee manager. He's a Baltimore manager now. Oh, my brain went. Anyway, he's going to come out and talk to David Cohen, and out goes Bob Stanley as well. And let me get my sound going here. Let's see, we got a little sound going. There you go. Here's a crowd. I like to hear the crowd in the background. It's nice. Joey Cora. Here's a pitch from Coney. Coney needs to settle down a little bit, and that's a fly ball. Racing in is Bernie Williams, and he gets there for out number 3. But the Mariners pick up 3 runs on I believe it was 3 hits and a walk, I believe. Dan Wilson walked. And with no runners on base, yep, it was a walk because Coney has no Z on him. Coney had a tendency to be a little wild. Try to avoid throwing pitches over the plate. All right, Bosio against Randy Velarde. So the Yanks have to come back here in the bottom of the 5th. Here's a pitch. That's a 45. That's ball 4. The Yankees have the tying run on. And up comes number 1. Oh, I looked at the wrong one, but that doesn't matter because 45 is a walk on every card. So Randy Velarde. Highly unusual to see a 45 on a card that's not a 14, which is a walk. It's easy to memorize these numbers. All right, so Wade Boggs is up. And Randy Velarde. Now, Wade Boggs is a good guy to hit and run with, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to send Velarde. Here's the pitch from Bosio. That's a 63, and that is a base hit by right through the vacated spot of Luis Sojo. Luis Sojo went to actually he's a lefty. So Luis Sojo had to cover, and Wade Boggs punched it through that hole, and that's going to send Randy Velarde to third. So first and third now. Got that memorized on the hit and run chart as well. 31 is going to be a hit on that. Bernie Williams up, and the infield is going to be in now for Bernie Williams. So you got Blowers, Soho, Cora, and Martinez on the grass. Buck Showalter. Thank you, Sports Time Machine. That's correct, Buck Showalter, Yankee manager this time. This was the last year, I believe he was the Yankee manager. I believe in '96 he got Joe Torre. And this is a 24, and that's going to be a strikeout. So Bosio gets Bernie to swing and miss for out number 1. Obviously, everybody holds up. I hate that when there's a strikeout, you gotta hit that all the runners held up. That doesn't make any sense, but that should be like automatic. There's some things that they could update, but I don't think they mess around too much with this. There's no support for this free game anyway, but it's free, so who cares, right? Paul O'Neill. Paul O'Neill is a lefty hitter, and he grounded out and doubled in this game. So here's a pitch from Bosio. Infield's still in. Here's a pitch, and that is a 43, and that's a 29 with first and third. You're gonna have to look at the chart. First and third at 29, and that is a ground ball to third. Randy Velarde's going to hold on that. And that's 2 outs. So O'Neill should have hit it to first. That's a nice thing. When you watch my tutorials on Fall Classic Baseball, you're going to see that depending on the side of the batter, he either hits it to third or to first or to second or to short. And I really like that aspect of it. You don't have like right-handed pull hitters hitting, all these balls to the opposite field like you do in some other games. It's more realistic to where, these guys are going to be pulling, which is, more often than not, they're going to be hitting it to their own side, which is kind of realistic there. And it's, here's Puerto Rican Ruben Sierra. And he's got no nickname. It's a black there, so I don't know what's up with that. But I think he did have a nickname. I remember, I can't remember, but this guy had a nickname. Come on, this guy. He was a trip. Big power hitter who started off his career with the Texas Rangers. And this is towards the end of his career. Joins the Yankees. And he's the DH. Doesn't field very well. He every time they put him in the outfield, he makes an error. But he is the DH. He bats 5th in the lineup. And with 2 outs, runners on first and third. You got Boggs taking his lead off first and Velarde at third. Bottom of the 5th, 3-2. Mariners. The pitch. And that is a 26 and a 27 with first and third. Is going to be a ground ball third base. And Blauer is going to throw to second and get the fielder's choice, and that retires the side. It's going to be 5-4. And that's all she wrote. Ken Griffey Jr. Top of the 6th inning. David Cohn. Check out these great channels: Sports Time Machine, Al Red Sox Fan, RJL, great fun channels. These guys really enjoy, what they do. Sports Time Machine does a lot of sports. He does football, he does wrestling, RJL does golf as well. I know that Al Red Sox Fan does some basketball as well, and I know Sports Time Machine does basketball. Come join also the Universal Baseball Association Facebook group. It is the group with all the highlights from all the different groups throughout Facebook land. That's where you get the cream of the crop. You'll see different people highlighted, different games highlighted, different streamers highlighted. You'll see different companies with new products highlighted, and it's growing very, very quickly. Come join, invite your friends. Ken Griffey Jr. Here's the pitch from Coney with a 21, and that is a fly to left field. That's in the gap. Deion James and Bernie Williams after it, and Bernie Williams makes a nice grab. He's got some speed once he gets going with those long legs. Bernie Williams also plays the sax, I believe. Oh, no, the guitar. Plays the jazz guitar. Very talented. Bernie Williams. Great catch. And Edgar Martinez. That's grounded to second. Randy Velarde waits back, now charges. Whips it to Mattingly at first for 2 outs. Next up is Tino Martinez. Here's a pitch, and that is ball 4. Tino Martinez fouls off a couple of pitches and now gets a free pass. He's on at first with Jay Buhner coming up. Jay Buhner homered in his last at bat. Back-to-back shots by Martinez and Buhner. And Coney's going to proceed with caution. Here's a pitch. And that is a 46, strike 3, and he blows it by him. Coney pumps his fist. A little revenge there for Coney. And up comes Don Mattingly. He's batting from the right side. We're going to switch him, put him on the left side. Bats left and throws left as well. Get the crowd back into it. All right, so Don Mattingly batting from the left side. He is 1 for 2. He's doubled and struck out. Here's a pitch from Bosio. It's a 64. That's going to be a 41. That's a weird note. You know what? I have a new chart. I just received a new chart for some great. I got to really thank this guy. He really, I mean, I don't know what I do with that chart. What did I do with that chart? New chart. I just got it. What did I do with it? Well, I'm going to play without it, but I think that's going to be. I'm going to play without it, but I am going to look for it for my next games. It's kind of a modified basic APBA chart, and this is going to be a 41, which is with nobody on. Is going to be a ground ball back to the pitcher, and Bosio picks it up and rushes the throw and over Martinez's head, and that's going to let Mattingly makes a big turn. He's going to go to second. Running it down is Jay Buhner. Here's a throw to second. Joey Cora with the tag, and he is safe. So it's going to be an E1, a two-base error by the pitcher. And you hit error, you hit the pitcher. Then it's going to ask you how many bases. Same error. And Don Mattingly, the tying run, is at second base with nobody out. Here's Deion James. So big error by Chris Bosio. Deion James is 0 for 2. He's flat out and struck out. Here's a pitch, and that is a deep drive off the bat of James. This may tie up the ball game. And it does. That's one hop off the wall. Ken Griffey Jr. plays it in right center field. Going to get it in, but James, Mattingly ran to score, and James into second base with a stand-up double. Game is tied at 3 apiece here in the bottom of the 6th. I got my little toy scoreboard outside. I also stream from my backyard. All right, Bob Stanley is up now. Bob Stanley singled and walked, so he's 1 for 1 and been on base twice. 3-3. Game is all tied here in the 6th. There's a pitch from Bosio. That's going to be snake eyes, and that is going to be a drive off the bat of Stanley into left center field, and that's going to roll to the wall. This is going to score James. There's going to be a throw to second, and Stanley slides, and he is safe. RBI double. So let's check the scorecard. We have a error, double, and a double back-to-back. An error and back-to-back doubles has given the Yankees a lead, 4-3. Tony Fernandez. Love the feel of the new cards. Beautiful. Tony Fernandez, known as Cabeza, the head. Octavio Antonio Castro from San Pedro, Dominican Republic. Rest in peace. He passed away in 2019, I believe. Or was it 2020? 2019, I believe. He also plays second baseman, does a decent job at second baseman. He's above average shortstop, and he's a fast speed, playing with the Yankees in 95. Until 96, they'll have Derek Jeter, 35. That's Bob Stanley with a 39. And let's see what that is, a 39. They throw to second. Oh, and they pick off Bob Stanley. They surprised Stanley. Bosio turned around and whipped it to Soto. Soto snuck up behind Stanley and tagged him out. And Stanley can't believe it. Thrown out at second base. That's going to be a 1-6. A 1-6 pickoff. Let's go back. You click on the batter, the runner, and you click on out. Put out. Now it's going to give you the pickoff right there. You put 1-6, and what a surprise that was. And Stanley was stunned. 1 out. Here's Fernandez. That's a 44. That's a base hit. Up the middle. Fernandez on with a single. And Bozio's a lot, 8 hits now. We're going to start looking into the bullpen, see what's what. Get the pen up. Steven Pelkey, welcome. Yep, my friend, you read my mind. Bozio is going to be replaced now. We have some action already. A couple guys throwing. Benny Ayala and I guess Salman Torres. Oh, we got Jeff Nelson. And we got Charlton, Norm Charlton. So those are the 2 guys I guess that we're going to use here, the top guys in a close game like this. With a blowout, I'd use the other 2 guys. So we're going to bring in Jeff Nelson. So Bozio's out. And we're going to have to write. This is how you, so when I create these teams, I just create the 9. I start with the 9. I'm not going to use a lot of subs if I have to. In this case, I was forced to. Jeff, so I'm going to write in Jeff Nelson. That's how easy it is to add the player, and I'd rather do it that way than add everybody. It takes up so little time that I just wait for the game, and then I just click on him, and he's in there. So he's the pitcher, Jeff Nelson. He's an A pitcher, XYZ. So he's got tremendous, and you can add all that information actually. So if I click on Nelson and I click on his arrow, then I will click on A, and then X, Y, and Z. So then I could be looking at all that data. Let me make them capitals so it's easier to read. Oh, I did 2 X's. X, Y, and Z. So now you can read all the data you need right off the screen. So I don't have to look at the card. And it's Randy Velarde with Fernandez on at first base. And Velarde is not a guy to hit and run with, so we're not going to do that. Here's a pitch, and that is a 36, and that's a 33. A 33 with a runner on first, and a B is going to be a pop-up left side. Blowers in the stands reaches in and pulls it out. Out number 2, pop-up third base. Now it's Wade Boggs, top of the order. So the order flips, and Wade Boggs is 1 for 2. He's got a fly out, a walk, and a single today. And it tells you all that on the screen, which is really nice to see. Here's a pitch from Nelson, and that's a 43. And a 43 is a 29. 29 is a strikeout. So Boggs swings and misses, which is highly unlikely, highly unusual for Boggs. He's got like 113, 1 strikeout number on his whole card. He was not a guy that would strike out very much. And for the Mariners here in the top of the 7th, Coney's in there. It's going to be Mike Blowers, followed by Dan Wilson and Luis Soto. Coney checks the sign from Bob Stanley. Here's the pitch. And that is 62, and it's a strike 3 called on Mike Blowers. And you can check the scorecard at any time and see how many strikeouts he has. He has 2, 3 strikeouts, 4 strikeouts, 5, 6 strikeouts for Coney, just like that. And if you want to see the team's scorecard, you can just double click, and it gives you the other team. Actually, the other team would be the Yankee scorecard, because right now it's the Mariners. That's how easy it is. You get a whole scorecard. You can print those out at the end as well. Dan Wilson. Dan Wilson is struck out twice. He's 0 for 2. Here's a pitch from Tony, and that is a 31, and that will be a little ground ball through the left side, past Fernandez into left field, played and by James, and throws it in. So it's a 1-out single for Wilson. And you know what? We will see if we can have a little extra fun here. Maybe bring in A-Rod as a pinch runner. And then we'll bring in Chad. So we're going to bring in A-Rod. We're going to replay. And this is how you do a pinch runner. Click on Dan Wilson, and you click pinch runner. And we're going to write in A-Rod. Now, he's only a pinch runner. I'm going to make him a fast because he was fast. Alex, and I won't even need his card. I don't even have to Alex Rodriguez, because all he's going to do is run, and I don't need a card for that, other than his speed. He is on at first as a pinch runner. He's not going to play. And Luis Sojo's up. Now let's see if Luis Sojo's a guy you want to hit and run with. He has a 31 at 63, which is good. That's a good sign. And he's got another 31 at 24. So we are going to hit and run with Sojo. And here's the pitch from Cone. And that is at 12. That's a line out right at second baseman. Easy out to throw to first. And they double up Alex Rodriguez, who was followed the directions of the third base coach and was hitting and running. But Luis Sojo, instead of hitting on the ground, lined it out to Velarde, and that's going to retire the side. So it's going to be a line out, and it's going to be a 4 and 4 and 3, and that retires the side. We go to the bottom of the seventh. We'll take a little sip. Hope everybody's doing well. Pretty good game here. It's 4-3 Yankees in the bottom of the seventh. We're going to see Bernie Williams, Paul O'Neill, and Ruben Sierra. Jeff Nelson is an top pitcher, XYZ, good strikeout potential. And this is a Bernie Williams line drive base hit for Bernie Williams. Ken Griffey Jr. plays on the hop. Bernie Williams, a threat to steal, takes a nice lead. Nelson looks over and throws over to first base. Calling card throw by Nelson, just to let Bernie know that he's watching. Paul O'Neill is next. We have him batting as a righty. Like when I input the lineups, I don't worry about that sort of thing. So right now I just click on his name, click on the arrow, make him a righty, a lefty rather. And that's that quick. So now he's batting lefty. And he's not a guy to hit and run with. He strikes out. To the pitch, and that is a 26, and he rips it to Sojo to Cora to Martinez, 6-4-3 double play, 2 outs. And up comes Ruben Sierra. Ruben Sierra with good power. He's a switch hitter. Well, let's make him into a switch hitter. Add that little touch. Bats both. And here's a pitch from Jeff Nelson. That's a 64, strike 3, and he blows a fastball by the flailing Ruben Sierra, who has not looked good so far in this game. Let's see quickly what Sierra has done in this game. Ruben Sierra has struck out and hit into a fielder's choice, struck out 3 times and hit into a fielder's choice. So he has not looked good. He is one strikeout away from the golden sombrero in a Division I playoff series. He may see the bench after this. I don't know what exactly the actual lineups were, but I am using actual lineups. All right, we got the top of the order here in the top of the 8th. There's some action in the Yankee bullpen. Let's see who the Yankees got out there. Oh, we got Wetland. We got Wetland, and I believe Mariano Rivera was an extra card, which we got Bob Wickman officially part of this set, but then we have Mariano, which I could create a quick card for him in my brain. We also got the left Howe, and we got let's see. Let's say we don't have anybody else that we would use here. We have Andy Pettit, but these are our starters. Hitchcock is a starter, so those are our. Let me see if I can fix this light a little bit so you can see that a little bit better. It's a little bright there, but it's the nature of the beast right now. There you go. We got that done. Now it's easier to read. Okay. I want to move that out. I don't want to have try to get everything in the screen here. All right. So Cone is still in there. Vince Coleman here in the top of the 8th inning. Let's see what happens. And that's a 44. That's a line drive right at Bernie Williams in center, and out number 1. Here's Joey Cora. Cora is 0 for 3, fly out, struck out, and fly out. Pitch to Cora, and that is strike 3 on Cora. 2 outs. Next is Ken Griffey Jr., bats from the left side. Let's put him lefty. And Griffey Jr. is flied out 3 times. Here's a pitch from Cone, and that is a strikeout. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Mattingly. We got Mattingly, James, and Bob Stanley. Let's see. So we have. Let's see. Our pitcher's gone. How long has our pitcher gone so far? Wait a second. Let me see. Yeah, okay. Our pitcher's gone. Let's see where the pitcher is. I don't see him. When did he come in? Oh, there he is. Whoa, he's gone that long? Holy smokes. Oh, no, that's weird. That's really strange because they got they have a pitcher in the. That's strange. That's never happened before. Let me exit and come back in and see what it does. Team batting. Let me check out team pitching. Let's see what they do. Oh, they don't collect the stats until the end. Okay. Let me try to go back in and see if it corrects itself, because that's really strange what it's doing. Ah, there it is. Fixed it. Okay. He's been there 1 2/3 innings, so we're going to pull him, and we're going to bring in Norm. I think it's Carlton, not Charlton. I think I said Charlton earlier. All right, long time. I think it's Norm Carlton, and he will come in. He's a BXY pitcher, so Carlton is going to come in. First batter is a lefty, and Carlton is a lefty, so that makes sense. We're going to write in Carlton. Oh, and we forgot to put in Cruder. Got to put him in. Norm. Carlton. Norm Carlton is in there, the pitcher, and then behind the plate is Cruder. Chad Cruder. All right, and we have Don Mattingly up. Here's a pitch. He's a BXY. I didn't write that in. Let me write that in so I can keep track of that without having to look at the card. Oh. Snack time. All right. Let's write that in after his name. He is a B, and he's a Y pitch XY. He's got good strikeout power. Good fastball. All right, Don Mattingly. Mattingly's 1 for 3, doubled, struck out, and reached on an error. And that is going to be a strikeout. Mattingly goes down swinging. Deion James now. Carlton. And that is a line drive base hit for Deion James. Should have pinch hit for Deion James there, but what the heck. It worked out. And then we got Bob Stanley with the runner on first. Pitch from Carlton. It's a 46, and that is a strikeout. Swings and misses at a high fastball. And Tony Fernandez with 2 outs. The runner on first. It's the bottom of the 8th. It's 4-3 Yankees. Here's a pitch, and that is a 25. Tony Fernandez, 25, is going to be I believe it's going to be an 8. It's a 9, and that is a little ground ball in the hole. Soho gets to it and bobbles it, no throw, and they're going to give him a hit. It's an infield single for Tony Fernandez. And here's Randy Velarde with 2 out and 2 on. Pitch from Carlton, and that's a 23 and a 27. I believe a 27 is something or other off the top of my head. Flowers are 4. So first and second. And a 4 is a fielder's choice 5-4 to retire the side. Last licks for the Mariners, top of the ninth. All right, we got Edgar Martinez, Tino Martinez, and Jay Buhner against David Cohn, who's going to go. We're going to see if we can go 9. Pitch of the first batter, and that is a line drive, and that is going to be caught. Nice cat leaping grab by Tony Fernandez. So Edgar Martinez lines it into left center field, and up goes Martinez and shags it out of the air. Great catch, L6. And here's Tino Martinez. These guys, this is like murderer's row. One swing of the bat, any one of these guys can tie this ball game up. Here's a pitch from Cohn, and that is a ground ball hit hard in the hole. Tony Fernandez with a long throw to first in the dirt, and nice scoop by Mattingly, 6-3. And finally, with they're down to last out here in Game 1 of the division series. Jay Buhner, another one who can put one out of the park. Jay Buhner, I'm trying to remove this that line there. Got cables and stuff in the studio. All right. And here goes. Here's the pitch from Cohn to Jay Buhner, right-handed hitter, powerful hitter. And that is going to be a strikeout. Ball game over. Caught looking. Beautiful slider. Backdoor slider. Gets Buhner. Game is over. And now you exit. You put in the winning pitcher and the losing pitcher. And the winning pitcher, of course, is Cohn. Complete game. Victory. And against Bosio is the losing pitcher. And you can email yourself the box score of Game 1. I'll do that. I email myself the box score. You can just like check off, of course, that you want only the box score. See, so you don't have to get all the different things. Just include box score. That's it. Otherwise, it sends you like everything. It sends you all kinds of data, and you can look at how the Yankees did and how the Mariners did right here in the scorebook. Right. You can see that the scoring for the Mariners happened in the 5th inning. Cohn really struggled after give up a couple home runs and then give up a single and a double. But then after that, he settled down and got through the rest of the game. Did a great job. And then, of course, you can look at the scorebook for the Yankees. Yankees had a run in the first, run in the third, and then 2 big runs in the 5th that started off with that two-base Bosio era, followed by a double by James, a double by Stanley, a single by Fernandez, and then, of course, he was picked off at second base, and then it was a pop-up by Velarde, and at the end of the inning, it was Boggs. That's about it. Yankees win it by a score of 4-3. Line score is Seattle 3 runs, 6 hits, 1 error, 3 left on base. The Yankees 4 runs, 11 hits, no errors, 8 left on base, and that's about it. Hope to see you guys soon. This is CP Cards and Dice, signing off.